Hi, I'm Juliana Hodkinson. I work as a composer. I started off with chamber music and writing for instruments, adding on electronics, objects, materials, lights. Yeah, as one does. So the special thing about lightness is that, for me, is that it's a very much kind of like restricted piece in terms of that it's all about matches. And I started working with matches, I have to say it's over 20 years ago. And at that time it started off in a very as a kind of meditative thing. I mean, it was absolutely just a personal kind of, yeah, way of shaping time for myself, a bit like doing, some people do yoga or tai chi, and I was lighting matches. And then I sort of realized that I could use this to structure time for a performance, and I could have somebody maybe playing some music when the light, when the match light is there, and interacting in some kind of micro improvisational way with timbral detail and so on to the flame of the match. So it was a very, very intimate and small scale idea. And of course, it was me lighting the matches because I was too embarrassed to ask somebody else to do it for me. I didn't have the idea of professionalizing it and writing down how there's to be done or anything like that. It was just a kind of, relatively sort of poetic idea, I suppose. Many years later, that Speak Percussion from Australia approached me about making a piece, and I was in a kind of noisy phase, but they said, how about we look at your matches again? If you're, I sort of mentioned that that was a sort of unfinished thing that I felt I had a bit, maybe something to revisit. Me, lightness is, it's like a string quartet for me. It's chamber music. It's still very nerdy, and it's still very much. I think it's, for me, it's all about these. It's all about your sensory motoric skills, basically. So in that, yes, of course, the performative, the body, the liveness, and all of that is very important. But that's not yet, or that's different than drama. Yeah, so maybe there is a certain drama in it and so on. Is the same as there is in all kinds of music. But yeah, for me, it's a relatively classical piece, actually. I did have a phase with feathers, but of course, I mean, that was to do with the silent phase, like, so that, but they're pretty good, because if you're into kind of dropping things and cutting stuff that falls down and everything, and then you do that with feathers, and then, of course, they don't say anything, so that was interesting, but they are a little bit more limited than matches.